Welcome back to Lesson 2 on negative bases. Here we're going to look at some patterns that occur in powers. So to start, let's see what happens when the exponent is 1. So if we have 4 to the power of 1, that means we have 4 multiplied by itself just one time. So we just get 4. Same thing with 6 to the power of 1. I got to multiply 6 by itself just once. So that'd be 6. And 150 to the power of 1 is just going to be 150. So we can just make the note now that when the exponent is 1, the answer is just the base. So we don't need a calculator or anything to work it out. We'll just look at the base and write that down. Now what happens when the base is 1? Well, 1 to the power of 5 means we have to multiply 1 by itself 5 times. So 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. And if we multiply all that together, we'll just get 1. 1 cubed, 1 to the power of 3 means 1 times 1 times 1. That works out to just be 1. 1 to the power of 8 is 1 multiplied by itself 8 times, and again, still equals 1. So, what do we notice when the base is 1? When the base is 1, the answer will be 1. So again, another easy one to work out. Now let's look at the case where we have a negative base but odd exponents here. So negative 2 cubed means I got to multiply negative 2 by itself 3 times. Now if I work this out, negative 2 times negative 2 is a positive 4, and 4 times a negative 2 is a negative 8. Now negative 4 multiplied by itself 5 times. You can work that out, or you can put that on the calculator. If you put that on the calculator, you should get negative 1,024. And for this one, I got to multiply negative 3 by itself 7 times. And again, putting that on the calculator, you'll get a negative 2,187. So what do we notice here? When the base is negative and the exponent is odd, what I notice here is that the answer for all of these were all negatives. So the answer will be negative. You can do a few more to convince yourself that that is going to be true. So now what happens when we have a negative base still, but this time the exponents are even? So negative 8 squared, negative 8 multiplied by itself twice. That's a positive 64. Negative 3 to the power of 6. That's going to give us a positive 729. And now negative 1 to the power of 8. Put that in the calculator, you should get a positive 1. So what we can say here is that when the base is negative, and the exponent is even, the answer will be positive. So example 1, we have to simplify without the use of a calculator. All right, we have 1 to the power of 100. We don't really need to multiply 1 by itself 100 times, since the base is 1, the answer will be 1. 32 to the power of 1, that's just going to be the base, 32. And 1 to the power of 11 is just going to be 1. Example 2, we don't need to work it out, we just need to determine if the answer is positive or negative. So I have a negative base, but I have an odd exponent. That means my answer is going to be negative. For B, I got negative 4 to the power of 6, which is an even exponent. So this right here is going to be a positive answer. But I have a positive, which is then multiplied by this negative. So altogether, that will give me a negative answer. And then for C, negative 10 to the power of 4. So I get a negative base with an even exponent. That's going to be positive.